And by the way, if I would be on board, I would do exactly the same.
You're missing my point. And I'll just make it one more time, and then I'll leave it there. The point is that your major statement that you've made is that we need to revisit history. We need to revise history. And yet you have given me an event on the flotilla in which no revision is possible.
Why?
Because the facts are not in dispute.
No,
Because the facts
I tell
are not
you where
in
there is a
dispute.
dispute. I will present you the
Because-
dispute. I'll present you the dispute, where the dispute is at the moment.
You just told me there was no dispute.
No, I tell you where is the dispute, but it's not where you think it is. You thought that this dispute is because there was weapon found. There is no dispute there. There were no weapons. The Israelis argue that some of the people who were on the Mavi Marmara, on the Turkish.
No, but that's not my point. My point is not the specifics of this.
Sorry, this is a dispute. This is a dispute. The only dispute that we have at the moment is that the Israelis say they have few narratives that few of the Mavi Marmara activists were actually mercenaries. Some other Israelis argue that they were the members of an organization linked with Al-Qaeda.
Group linked to Al-Qaeda, yeah.
All right. Here there is a dispute. Here there is a dispute, and we should let the historians, or at the moment United Nations War Crime Committee, deal with it. I'm the first one to say. What happened? Israel said, no, we don't want anyone to deal with it. It is exactly the same tactic. History is sealed, and we don't let anyone in. Why? Think about it. And your listeners, your viewers will think about it.
Why?
Because they have a lot to hide. They have a lot to hide. They don't want to be exposed to scrutiny.
Just as a matter of principle, Michael, let me ask you. In any case, and I'm trying to get away from all the specifics.
What's wrong? Why should we get away from this? This is a great conversation.
Yeah.
Really.
I enjoy it.
Right?
In any case, should a group of people who have been, maybe accused is too wrong a word, where there's suspicion about their activities, in any case, be allowed to be the sole arbiters of the discussion about, or the look into the history, or the judgment of their own acts, regardless of who that group is?
I would say, of course not.
So
And
I think,
I don't-
again, as a matter of principle, which I'm trying to get to here, I think we could all say that and I understand the fear of doing that, and I'm not saying that a group accused shouldn't have a part in it. Their voice should be represented. But a fact-finding committee has got to have some level of independence, regardless of what the issue is. And this is all from local politics to international politics, as a matter of principle.
Well, I think, one of the things, I studied history. I don't consider myself a historian, but I got a degree in history. And there is a preponderance. You would argue this, I know, but there are many historians who have documented what we know as the Holocaust. So it seems to me difficult to throw all that out the window.
Why do you think that I want to throw it out of the window?
In other words, to argue that
I'm not
there's
hearing
been,
that
but
argument,
there's
Michael.
what I'm.
This is not what you try to argue.
What I'm hearing is, and it's hard. Look, I am Jewish. I did sit on my grandfather's lap and had him read to me when I was a kid with the marks on his arm. 13 members of my family did not make it over here. I know for a lot of Jewish people, and emotionally I'm in that camp, it is hard to hear this conversation. It is hard to go back and revisit with any question about that.
Sure.
Okay. So I think the tendency is for people who feel like me to just do whatever they can so they don't have to hear that conversation. And I think that's understandable. We need to recognize that. The other side is we will never learn from history unless there is a space to objectively have these kinds of conversations with follow-up allowed to delve into facts.
And something very crucial here, a very crucial point is that by telling you that I want history to be revised, I don't tell you what should be the historical narrative. I want to leave it open and to let it be, to let a free discussion. I don't trying to tell you, listen, it's wrong that 6 million people died. It was just 3 million, or it was 2.5. This is not the issue at all. The issue is to be courageous enough to look at our past. And once we do that, America will learn to look at its past.
Of the program. I want to thank Gilad Atzmon and Steve Kaufman and Michael Conniff for joining me. And I want to dedicate this show to Nick DeWolf, who was interested in the messy vitality of Aspen. Thank you.
Thank you.